Hey guys, it's Ndoplex and welcome back to Borderlands 4, and in today's video we're going to be talking about another legendary item. This time it is going to be the Jelly Grenade. Now the Jelly Grenade is dropped from Splash Zone. This is an enemy that you can find pretty close to the start of the game, and if you follow the main quest line you will actually be taken over to here, which is the Riptide Grotto, and this is where we can fight Splash Zone. Now, the Jelly Grenade. This is a legendary Ripper Grenade with the special effect self-replicating, meaning whenever that we throw this grenade, it is actually going to split into multiple other grenades and bounce all around the place. Well, like jelly would bounce, I guess. That's where the reference comes from. The red text means short for jelly fire, so maybe the red text is actually saying that we turn the enemies into jelly rather than this grenade bounces like jelly. I don't know. If you guys know, let me know in the comments down below. But regardless, this legendary Ripper Grenade is found from the enemy Splash Zone and can come, I believe, in every single different element. Now, mine has 4 charges. I believe the amount of charges can differ slightly, but this will always have at least 2 charges on it, with a relatively low cooldown, making this grenade one that you'll be throwing quite often. And you can tell by just looking at this grenade, it is a pretty cool looking grenade. It's got a very cool kind of glowing tessellation effect on the outside of it, as well as this inner core that looks pretty awesome. I don't know if this inner core actually changes on different elements. Obviously, we have an incendiary element jelly here. I don't know if this changes if you get like a cryo one. Maybe it'll be slightly more blue. Not really too sure on that front. Regardless, it is a very cool looking grenades. And one amazing thing about the Ripper grenades is when you throw them, you do kind of like punch them out. Any of the characters will punch. It's not just because I'm playing Amon, but you do punch them out in a very cool way. And as you can see, this grenade is pretty volatile in the way that it kind of explodes. So yeah, good luck actually getting this grenade to hit people. The initial hit is not too bad, but obviously the side projectiles that spawn off, they do not track onto enemies. So yeah, actually getting those to hit and be effective can be quite a challenge. But regardless, like I said, this is obtained from Splash Zone, and the easiest way to get to Splash Zone is to unlock this stockroom silo here. Now, the stockrooms are these things placed all around the map. You can add them, they act as fast travel beacons, and they also normally come with an accompanying launch tower. Now, the launch tower for this one is here, so you're going to want to spawn at the silo, travel down to the launch tower, and then take the launch tower all the way over to Splash Zone. So this is where you'll spawn in. We're going to jump straight out the window and just glide directly ahead of us all the way over to this, which is our launch balloon here. And these launch balloons, if you take them and don't use any input, you can just glide for an unlimited amount of time until you hit the ground. As soon as you press space, however, then you will be locked into sort of the glide time limit. So make sure you don't push anything except for directional inputs here. But yeah, this is where we're going to want to head. So let's see if we can drop down here into Splash Zone. There we go. And of course we have the Moxie's big encore machine, meaning that we don't have to quit out anymore to farm the bosses. So let's go ahead and farm Splash Zone until we get our Jelly Grenade to drop. Oh, another lead balloon. Unfortunately, we've already done our weapon guide on the lead balloon, so we don't need that today. Come on, give it to me, Splash Zone. Oh no, we're gonna die here. Oh, we got it. Did we get it? Oh, we did get it. Nice. Damn it. Let me just kill this guy real quickly. There we go. Very nice. And there it is, the Jelly Grenade. Very nice. So let's pick it up and show you guys what it does. So is the jelly actually any good? Well, let's test it out on some of these rippers to show you guys whether I think this grenade is any good. Now, first of all, it is a Ripper Grenade, which I think are very, very awesome, because Ripper Grenades, you do kind of like punch them towards the enemies. And yeah, the punch towards the enemies, I just think personally is really, really cool. So definitely bonus style points on that front. And as you can see here, this grenade can make pretty short work of some of these flesh enemies. Now, the grenade that I got here is going to be an incendiary grenade, but I believe this can come in any element. And with my aim on, I'm not actually spec'd into much ordnance damage, but I am spec'd into quite a decent amount of fire damage and stuff like that. So this grenade is, as you can see, hitting pretty hard. Now, the special effect of this grenade, as you can see, is that those projectiles are going to bounce all over the place, and I tend to find 9 times out of 10, they don't actually hit anything. It's a cool effect watching them all bounce around and stuff, but you kind of shoot out the initial grenade and then, yeah, I don't know, the projectiles are up there. Are they actually doing anything? Not really. 9 times out of 10, you're going to shoot this grenade out, hit the initial shot that you're going for, as long as you're, you know, relatively well aimed at them. It does have a decent amount of splash damage, but then the ones that spawn off of this grenade just kind of go wherever the hell they want, and I don't tend to find myself actually getting many hits off them. That being said, I don't think this is a terrible grenade. The Ripper grenades in general are pretty awesome. They kind of all act fastball-esque. Wow, did you see that? I just like threaded the gap between those guys. Yeah, the Ripper grenades in general are pretty good, I find. And the Jelly is definitely no exception, especially for a grenade that you can get very early on over here at Splash Zone. So all in all, what do I think of the Jelly? Well, I would probably give it a C tier. I think this grenade is basically standard, middle of the road. Nothing to write home about it, but nothing to kind of turn me fully away from this grenade. The Ripper effect is pretty cool. Being able to spawn in different elements is definitely useful. Unfortunately, the splitting effect, while it doesn't often hit enemies, when it does, it hits for decent damage, and if you use this grenade in kind of close quarters and interiors, you can actually get some amazing effects. We did end up killing that guy behind, so it is possible to hit other enemies. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it just does feel a little bit difficult to use a lot of the time. Now, this grenade does do splash damage. I know in my previous video I mentioned that the lead balloon didn't do any splash damage, but I don't know what was going on in that video because I actually tested it again and I was taking splash damage from the lead balloon, so a little bit confusing on that front. Regardless, yes, this grenade will hurt you, will deal a decent amount of damage to you, but coincidentally, it will also deal a decent amount of damage to the enemies as well. And if you can get those side shots to hit, it will do decent damage. But that's going to be pretty much everything for today's video. If you did enjoy the video, please be sure to like and subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will catch you for another item review in the next video. Bye bye. Womp. Just like fire out all the jellies. Nice.